Hello, everyone. Here to talk to you what happened on Challenge Season 41, Episode 2, Week 2. And a show opens up with the second daily challenge, which is called Crater Balls In. Each team is on top of a crater. They got different colored trash cans around to match their helmets and that. And there's an helicopter that flies overhead and drops two cargo nets of dodgeballs into this mud pit down the crater. You have to run down, run back up, and you're attached to your partner by handcuffs. You're literally handcuffed with the hands and legs. You can't separate to get the balls. You're working together. And CT looks at his rookie and he says, "Don't worry, I'm good at this." And it shows flashbacks when he took on Giant Bananas in a challenge where they were strapped together and you had to carry the other guy to the finish line. And freaking CT just power walked to the finish line carrying Giant Bananas like a rag doll. So that was hilarious. And he's like, "CT Pro, when it comes to challenges like this, I'm going to be hooked up with." That was hilarious. I laughed my butt off there. That was funny. Sorry, I just bumped my dog. She sound asleep. The red balls are worth 1 point. Gray and blue are worth 2 points. Golden ones are the ones that's like smaller and the less of them. They're worth 10 points each. And you can help each other out, CT said. But there's no ties. Only one team comes in first, second, third, and fourth. The last place team goes into elimination. Then after this, I'll tell you how the rest of the gameplay is going to work out for the rest of the season. So round one, Bananas and his rookie D just dominate. They go after golden balls straight, and they get a bunch of them. But then as they're going up the crater, they kept dropping them, like losing the grip. So technically, they only got one golden ball. During the first round when they had like a bunch in the hands, but then they dropped a bunch of them. So Olivia and Theo realized, hey, they're trying to get the best of the balls. And Theo said, "Don't worry about that." He said, "Just grab the 2 point balls, stack up your points." He said, "You'll beat them." But after the end of the first round, Olivia and Cedric was in second place. Theo and Izzy weren't even on the scoreboard yet. CT was exhausted. Even he said, "I'm out of shape. I apologize, but I'm still going at it." Rogan looks at his rookie, Adia, and she's like, "I can't continue. I'm exhausted. I can't go no more." And he's like, "Look, tough it up. Suck it up. We're going into round two." Vanessa and her rookie, even he had to get Vanessa like, "Look, you can go. You got the stamina." She's like, "I don't. I'm power." She said, "I can lift weights like nothing." She said, "I can bench press 800 pounds." She said, "But running up and down this crater? Hell no," she said. So she said, "You know what? As long as we can all come in last place, I'm happy." Then TJ blows the air horn from round two. And he literally pulls Vanessa down the crater because she was sitting on a butt resting. He's like, "Let's go." That was hilarious. Ended up somewhere along the line, Adia caught her foot on something sharp and cut her bottom of her foot wide open. It was a big gash. She continued it out. She toughed it out, which was awesome for her as a newcomer rookie. And afterwards, Rogue's like, "Look, we came in last place. We did the best we could, but to get an injury like that and to tough it out like you did," he said, "that's, props right there." And the rest of the team, like contestants, give her a standard, give an ovation. Olivia came over to her, and even she said, "Look, on season 38, Ride or Dies, me and Horatio were the only rookie team to go against Free Pros teams in the final, which was Bananas, Nadia, Derek, Tori, Jordan, and Vanessa." She said, "I wanted to continue, but I couldn't because in the finale, she fired a slingshot and it bounced off a metal bar, came back and shattered her orbital bone, and she had to be taken away, and she needed surgery done to fix her nose." She said that your injury, she said, people I've seen from previous seasons quit because they have a broken finger. They quit because they sprained their ankle. She said, you caught your ball of your foot. She said, that's a big gash and it's bleeding. And you got to be taken to the hospital to get stitched up, she said, and you toughed it out. She said, other people will quit, right, with a weaker injury than that. So she basically gave her props, right? So, first place was Johnny Bananas and his rookie D. They got 16 points. Second place was Evi. Johnny Bananas goes close friend, besides Nadia. And her rookie there, Merrick, for 14 points. He's the guy that hiked up and down the mountain for like within an hour or so many minutes. Third place was Theo and Izzy with 12 points. That was impressive because first round they had none. Fourth place was Olivia and Cedric with 10 points. Last place was Rogan and Adia. They got no balls in. They were 0 points. Now, they're sent automatic into elimination. And then CJ announces that the winning team comes in first place, can save one other team to be safe. And then the rest of the house will vote who goes into elimination. He said, now take the night, deliberate, talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back the next day. He said, oh yes. He said, but he said, before we go, he flips a coin and they call it. He said, heads is males, tails is female. And they called it was heads, so it's a man's elimination. And they're like, okay. So they're like, well, what's that mean? Man's elimination, but it's a team battle, right? So they were kind of confused about that. And I was like wondering, I don't get it as well. But the TJ's like, you understand come the elimination round. So back at the house, everybody's talking, partying up, eating. And Cara Maria calls Olivia over. She's like, look, she said, Johnny Bananas. She said, I just saw him, Nadia, Evie, Alwar, Nadia go into a room with the rookies. I overheard what they're saying. The plan on sending you and Cedric against Rogan and Adia because of what happened last season. And they show clips of last season where Johnny Bananas was targeted by Michelle, Olivia, and the Cara Maria and Tori trying to get him out of the game. And he ended up sending him like 3 out of the 4 with him home, and Olivia was one of them. He ended up putting her against her best friend Michelle. Michelle ended up winning the puzzle elimination round against Olivia. So Olivia said, what am I supposed to do? She's like, look, the UK Alliance, there's 8 of you. So that's 8 votes that won't be against, that's 6 votes that won't be against you. She said, me and Derek, we're good friends. We're not going to vote for you, so you're good. She said, don't worry. She said, everybody around here, like CT, the other Derek and all them, they said they wanted to see the best of the best compete. They're not going to play potluck and politics. So then it shows Johnny Bananas in his room with the rest of them, and they figure out, okay, who do we save? And Johnny Bananas said, now, in previous seasons, if you save that team, they don't have a say in who goes into elimination. And then he was, yeah, but then other seasons, you can save a team and they still get to vote. And Johnny Bananas and the audience like, yeah, but you know what? It's been a long time since that's happened. And Lee Ward's like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. So let's say Theo and Cedric. That way they can't vote, if that's the case. That'd be one last vote for Olivia and Cedric to be saved. Sorry, Theo and Izzy. So the next day, TJ shows up. Everybody's around the pool. And he starts talking to each member like Tobo. And he says, I'm choosing Olivia and Cedric to go in. And of course, his rookie, America, she decides to do whatever Tobo says. Now, this was interesting. As they're voting, Nadia votes for Olivia and Cedric. But her rookie, Justin, decides not to vote for them and decides to vote for a different team. That ticks off Nadia, Evi, and Johnny Bananas and Alwar because they had this planned out. He just went back on his word. And he said, look, you don't tell me who I don't vote for. I vote for whoever the hell I want. And Tobo stands up. He's like, this doesn't even concern you. He says, sit your butt down. That was awesome. And he said, Johnny, you can politic all you want. He said, but me, you don't tell me who I vote for. Got it? Well, that ticked off the rest of Johnny Bananas' team, so they switched their votes to him and Nadia. So Nadia's like, great. So now I'm on the chopping block. So Olivia Cindric's got these smiles on the faces, and Carl Maria gives her a high five. So I don't know what Carl Maria did to convince Justin to turn on his team, but hey, way to go, Carl Maria. Because at the end of the vote, it was Justin and Nadia going in against Rogan and Adia in elimination. Now, there's two Dereks. Derek has been on it since the very first season, and there's a new Derek with blonde hair. He's been on it since like season 34, I believe, and he told Justin that no matter what, man, we're from the same hometown. I won't vote you in. He voted the man. He told him as going elimination, yeah, dude, but look, the other team vote was going to be against Olivia and Cindric, man. They were my friends. And then he said, and plus, Olivia got sent home, Theo kicked my ass and purposely sent me home. Elimination. So he said, just get over it. And Justin wasn't happy that he went back on his word because they were from the same hometown. And then it came down to Theo and Izzy. And Bananas and Arya's like, well, now we're going to find out if they can vote or not. And even though they're safe, they can still vote. So they voted for a different team. Just so they won't cause tension that they decided to play a safe vote for a completely random team. Elimination round. And how elimination works is it's not team versus team. Not yet. TJ said not yet. Some eliminations will be team versus team. Some eliminations will be man versus man or Wyndham versus Wyndham. So in this case, it's Rogan and Justin. He said, he said, welcome to the elimination. And I forget what it was called, but it's like a big racetrack. And it's, okay, if you ever go to like a fairground or a carnival, you know that bowling game where you roll a bowling ball down the track? It's got these little bumps along the way and it stops. Well, that's what the track's made of, like, basically. And they're inside these giant hamster wheels. They're the first one to finish, first one to complete a lap wins. Well, Rogan's strategy was he'll run and get up to the speed bump and just kind of hope it'll coast him down and keep going. That wasn't working. He was exhausted. Justin's game plan was working. He'll run to where the speed bump was and kind of like cartwheel in the hamster wheel. And so I'll carry his weight and momentum over, and then he'll go to the next one, back up, do it again. So he took his time, but his strategy is working more than Rogan's. And Rogan finally got to midway on the track, realized this guy's coming back already ready to complete the lap. He just gave up because there's no way to catch up. So Justin wins. He stays there with his teammate. Nadia. So Nadia's happy she's staying, but she's not happy that he betrayed her alliance with Bananas, Nadia, Ewart, and Avia and all of them. And that's probably going to come back and bite him in the butt. And then he looks up and he's like, hey, Derek, yeah, I'm back. And that's going to be bad for you. So Derek's like, oh, great. And then Rogan says goodbye to everybody. He was the pro that won him one time throughout the 40 years that he'd been there on the show. And then Adia goes to go home, and TJ stops her. He says, you're not going home. She says, what do you mean I'm not going home? He says, it wasn't a team elimination. It was just a man's elimination. You're staying. That shocked everyone. He said, the only way both members of the team goes home, it was a team elimination. A team of 2 versus 2. If it's a man's day, women's day, only one goes home. He said, now you're by yourself. You're basically in a handicap position because everybody else has a partner. But TJ said, all throughout the show, we're going to switch it up. And they're like, well, what are you talking about? And he said, he upped to the pros, like, now I know that some of you are happy with the rookies you got. And some of you are not happy with the rookies you got. So every week, he said, before we do a challenge, we're going to partner you up with different partners. And that shocked everyone. Like, Olivia was like, oh my God, UK Alliance can end up becoming like Olivia said, my worst nightmare could be that I end up partnering up with one of like Johnny, Nadia, and Via Al War's rookies. for the first place that's a part against, that wants them gone. Con Maria's like, oh, great, I can get partnered up with someone I don't want. Johnny Bananas is basically crapping his pants because he's like, we all had this figured out that there would be the 8 of us going to the finals, and now next week, said my partner could be somebody I can't work with as good as I did with D, right? So that's an awesome curveball. TJ threw into that every challenge. The teams are going to be, the partners going to be switched up. There'll still be pro and a rookie, but it's not going to be the same one you team up with the previous episode. That is a cool switch up. Because that way you can't plan for long term to be with that rookie. You're basically stuck with whoever you're stuck with and try making the finale just by surviving and winning daily challenges, not going to elimination. And the next elimination, TJ announced it will be decided. It will be on a coin flip. So he said it's not going to be a Williams elimination. Because previous seasons, if it's a man's day, the next one will be Wyndham's day, and be on a coin flip. Could be on a man, could be on a Wyndham. Or I might just not do a coin and say it's a team elimination. He said, I may go back to the house, he said, and come the next challenge next week, I'll tell you who your partner is going to be. If you can get a vote, or maybe I'll select your partners for yourself. I'm loving this already. This is going to be awesome. There you have it, folks. Rogan's the first man gone out of the competitors as there. Adia, technically now, she might still end up by herself if she does get teamed with a pro, because there's an all person out. Or where I'd be a rookie that ends up being handicapped with no partner. That'd be interesting. Stay safe, everybody. Too sweet. Bye.